Hey everyone, and welcome back to Fall Week on the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. I am so glad you've joined us for this video because we are going all out on the tablescape. We're gonna start off down here and I'm going to show you how to make some really cute name cards, and then we'll head upstairs to the dining room where I'll show you all kinds of tips and tricks for setting up your Thanksgiving or just your fall table and make it really, really cute. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, if you have not yet joined Makers Gonna Learn, you are really missing out because there is so much goodness over there, so many cut files, fonts, lots of inspiration. And so you can use the code FALL30 to save $30 off of your best value membership. So more details in the links below, and let's jump into this video. So the first thing that you're going to need is the base of the name tags. These are going to be a really nice, big, chunky name tags, and we're using these mini charcuterie boards from Hobby Lobby. All the fall stuff was 50% off, so these were pretty inexpensive and are really gonna add that wow factor to our place settings. And we're also going to need some polyacrylic. I'm using the matte, and I think that's the best finish to use for this project. And I also just grabbed a little makeup sponge for applying that. This is our little tool to open our cans. And then I have some stain here. This is Jacobean stain and a staining cloth. I also have some vinyl. This is a perfect project to use scrap vinyl for, as well as a mat and our Cricut. All right, so now in Design Space, I have mapped out kind of our project area with this rectangle that's 4.5 inches long by 3 inches high. And now I'm going to add text. So over here, we'll click Add Text, and we're going to change the font to the really cool font that I have planned. It's called Honeysuckle. So here it is. I think it's a great font. And I'm going to type out my name for this project, Courtney. There we go. And then I'm going to go up here to Advanced and click Ungroup to Letters. That allows me to move all of these letters closer together and kern them so it looks way better. I really love kerned letters. I really hope you guys are not using letters that are cursive and not kerned. All right, so here we go. You can move these up and down, and you just want to get them close together and make them look good. Not too close, just perfectly close. Now here, let me show you a hack for this. So I have highlighted all of these. They are all selected, and when I click Weld, look what happens. This O section is not filled in anymore because the letters were too close, but that's how close I wanted them to be. So let's click Undo. And what we're going to do is we are going to attach these, because for this project, you don't need them welded together because we're cutting this out. Now, if you were just going to apply this piece of vinyl onto the wood sign, you would need to weld those, and you can slice around and make sure that those letters work how you need them to. But since we're using this as a stencil, we can just attach them. And now I'm going to size it accordingly so that it can go on to the square. So I'm going to put it in the middle here. And now I'm going to attach these together so that this Courtney is going to cut out of this square. And we will click Make It. You can see it here on the mat. Click Continue. So our Air 2 is on, and it is already on the iron-on setting, which we need to change that to the vinyl setting because we are using vinyl today, and it is ready to go. So let's head over to the Cricut and get this cut out. Now that it's cut out, I'm going to come in here and weed out the letters. You're going to leave the square, and the letters will come out of it. Because we just attached them and didn't weld them, we'll have each letter be its own individual piece to pick up instead of just one long piece. All right, here is a hack. We actually did not have any transfer tape with us today, so I am using the back of a piece of iron-on that we used earlier. So we are just going to use this as our transfer tape, and it really is going to work out well. So I'm just pressing it on here, And then we'll remove the backing. All right, now we're going to take this and place it down. I don't want it directly in the center. I want it a little bit lower than center on our little cutting board. So now I'm going to press this down onto here. And we will remove the transfer tape. The next step is to use the poly and stencil in these open letters. So you want to get a very light amount of poly on your makeup sponge and just dab it in there. We're going to need 3 light coats for this because you don't want to do a thick coat and have it seep through the vinyl. You really just want it where those letters are for this amazing resist technique. Once your 3rd coat is dry, you can go ahead and remove that stencil. And if you look closely, you'll be able to see the words, but they're kind of clear. They're just a little bit shiny, but not even that shiny because we used matte. So just remove your stencil and then go in with one of your weeding tools, and you're going to take out the middle of these letters here. And get ready for the next step because this one is really magical. All right, now it's time to come in with the stain. We are using Jacobine, and I was originally going to use a lighter stain for this, but really this wood didn't soak it up very well, so the Jacobine is actually quite a bit lighter than Jacobine normally is when on this wood. So you just go right over the whole thing, including where you had your stencil. So you're going to go over it right over the words, and where that word is, it is not going to absorb the stain like the rest of it because you can't stain over poly. So look at that. It's a beautiful stain resist technique. All right, everybody, now that we are in the dining room, it is time to set the table. What was really important for me for this fall table spread is that I didn't have to buy a ton of new items. So I really just gathered things from around my home. We went with super simple plates that we use every single day. We also have these chargers that are perfect for year round. I'm going to be using these again in some Christmas vibes, so stay tuned for that. And I've been using them this summer as well. The silverware is also just our everyday silverware. It is matte black and we love it. It's super multi-purpose and it never really clashes with anything. The only place that I really splurged here was the napkins, and we got those at World Market, pretty affordable. And then it was those place cards that we made homemade, and they really give that special touch. For the napkins, we're going for a loose fold. So all you're going to want to do is fold it in half across the diagonal, and then fold it in little sections until you make your way to the end. Then grab the 2 very ends and cross those, tying a knot, and keep it pretty loose. You'll just want to make sure that the knot is in the center, and it kind of makes a little bit of a curve shape, which makes it perfect to go on the plate. And it just sits there super pretty on the side. It looks really great and it's super easy, no crazy folding techniques needed. For the centerpiece, it's really just 3 amber vases that we have had in another space using them as decoration. So I just grabbed those and used them as the centerpiece, and then I filled them with some dried natural foliage for fall. And I really think it brought the whole thing together. So what did you guys think? I hope that you guys had such a great time learning how to make the stain resist nameplates tags, and that you enjoyed watching me bring this whole tablescape together with things that were basically all just found around my house. It was so fun to be able to do this with you guys, and I hope that you have been enjoying this whole week of fall decor and things like that. If you have not already taken advantage of the fall coupon code, it is fall30, and that will save you $30 off our best value membership. So you are not going to want to miss out on that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Don't forget to check back tomorrow for the big reveal.